This is a problem to practice how to solve redox reaction calculations, and the problem consists on imagining a redox reaction in which chlorine gas is being produced after using an electrolytic decomposition of melted calcium chloride. And please read this problem, then propose a solution, and then start working on that solution. In order to solve this problem, the first step is going to be to define the chemical reaction. We will need to balance the chemical reaction and then finally use the chemical reaction to calculate the masses of the two products that are being formed. The first step is to write a chemical reaction. So we have calcium chloride. This is in the liquid state, it's melted, it's at because of the electrical current that we have there. We know that the product that is being formed is chlorine, is one of the products, chlorine gas. And the other product that will be formed in this particular case will be calcium solid. We need to balance this reaction. We have one calcium, we have one calcium, we have two chlorines, we have two chlorines. The reaction is being balanced. Now we are going to calculate the moles of calcium chloride that are being formed or melted in this particular case to form Cl2. So we are given 874 grams of calcium chloride, and we need also the mass, the formula mass of calcium chloride. So 1 mole of calcium chloride has a formula mass of 110.98 grams of calcium chloride. And then this is going to be equal to, we are going to cancel out grams and grams. And this gives us 7.875 moles of calcium chloride. Okay. Now that we have the moles of calcium chloride, we are going to use the stoichiometry given by the chemical reaction to calculate the moles of chlorine gas that have been formed. So from the stoichiometry, we have a 1-to-1 ratio. So we have 1 mole of chlorine gas from 1 mole of calcium chloride. And that basically gives us a number of moles of calcium chloride, which are the same as before. Okay. And lastly, what we will be doing is taking now the number of moles of chlorine and calculating the mass in grams. So we have then 7.875 moles of Cl2. 1 mole of Cl2 equals 7.90 grams of Cl2. We're going to cross out moles of Cl2, and the net result of this is 558 grams of Cl2. So that's the first answer to this problem. The second product of this chemical reaction is calcium. So what we are going to do is calculate the moles of calcium. So we have then 7.875 moles of calcium chloride. This stoichiometry is the same. 1 mole of calcium formed per 1 mole of calcium chloride. Cross out moles of calcium chloride, and we also have the same 7.875 moles of calcium being formed. Now that we have the moles of calcium, we're going to use the mass, the atomic mass of calcium, to calculate the grams of calcium formed. So we have 7.875 moles of calcium. Multiply that by the atomic mass of calcium. This is equivalent to 1 mole of calcium. We can cancel out moles of calcium, and the result of this will be then 316 grams of calcium. This is the answer to the second part of this problem.